The Assyrian Empire. The rise and fall of the Assyrian Empire. The land between two rivers. Between two mighty rivers. The Tigris and the Euphrates. Lies a land where civilization was born. They called it Mesopotamia, the land between rivers. Here, the first cities rose from the desert, temples reached for the heavens, and history began to be written. Among these ancient peoples, one rose above them all. Disciplined, fearless, ruthless. They were the Assyrians. From humble traders, they became masters of war and built one of the greatest empires the world had ever seen. Birth of a nation. Northern Mesopotamia, a land of rolling hills, dry wines, and endless dust. Beside the Tigris River stood a small city, Ashur. At first, just a marketplace, merchants trading copper, tin, and cloth. But these merchants were clever. They wrote every deal on clay tablets. They kept records, contracts, and letters. From trade came wealth. From wealth came ambition, and from ambition came empire. The first kings. As Ashur grew, so did its kings. One man, Shamshi-Adad I, dreamed of uniting the north. He built fortresses, temples, and towers in the name of the god Ashur. He sent governors to rule distant cities. He appointed his sons as viceroys. And from his palace, he ruled through loyalty and fear. Even his family letters survive, clay tablets filled with orders, quarrels, and advice. Through them, we glimpse a king and a father. But after his death, his empire collapsed. Babylon rose in the south, led by Hammurabi, and Assyria faded into shadow. Rebirth of power. 500 years passed. Then a new name appeared, Ashur-uballit I. He broke free from the Mitanni Empire and declared Assyria independent. He wrote letters to the Pharaoh of Egypt, calling himself King of Assyria. Those letters, the Amarna letters, still survive. Proof that Assyria had joined the ranks of the great powers of the ancient world. They carved their laws in clay, strict and unbending. The Middle Assyrian laws governed every part of life. Harsh but effective. Order brought peace, and peace gave birth to strength. The Age of Iron. Now came an age of conquest, an age of iron. Ashurnasirpal to move the capital to Kauhu, or Nimrud. He built a massive palace, walls carved with scenes of kings and gods. Warriors marched, chariots thundered, enemies bowed. Even today, those carvings survive, silent witnesses of fear and glory. Then came Shalmaneser III, conqueror of the West. He marched to the Mediterranean and demanded tribute from every king. One monument, the Black Obelisk, shows a ruler from Israel kneeling before him. Assyria was no longer a kingdom. It was a world empire. Builders of great cities. Then came Sargon II. he built a city from nothing, Dur-Sharrukin, fortress of Sargon. Its streets were straight, its palaces perfect. At the gate stood colossal Lamassu, stone guardians with human faces, bull bodies, and eagle wings. To walk beneath them was to feel the presence of power. Then his son Sennacherib rose. He moved the capital to Nineveh and turned it into a masterpiece. Aqueducts, canals, terraced gardens. A city so beautiful, some believed it housed the hanging gardens themselves. From Egypt to Iran, Assyria ruled the known world. Faith and art of power. In Assyria, kings ruled by divine right. Their god, Ashur, was the source of their power. His symbol, a winged sun, watched over every city. Around him stood a pantheon: Ishtar, goddess of love and war; Shamash, god of the sun and justice; Nabu, god of wisdom and riding. Every temple was alive with ritual. Priests offered incense and prayer from dawn to dusk. In art, the king hunted lions, a sacred act of control over chaos. Each relief carved into stone declared one message: Assyria is strong, Assyria is eternal. The war machine. The Assyrian army was the most advanced of its time. Iron weapons, trained soldiers, engineers, cavalry. They built siege towers and battering rams that crushed city walls. They moved bridges across rivers in days. And when they won, they told the world. Their palaces showed scenes of impaled enemies and cities burning. Too many, it was cruelty. To the Assyrians, it was order. Resist us, and this will be your fate. Fear kept their empire together. The scholar came. Then came Ashurbanipal, a warrior and a scholar. He could read and write in multiple ancient languages. He called himself King of Knowledge. In Nineveh, he built the great library, 30,000 tablets filled with the wisdom of the world. There lay the Epic of Gilgamesh, the world's first recorded story. When British explorers found these tablets centuries later, they unlocked voices from 2,500 years of silence. Assyria spoke again. The fall of Nineveh. But even the greatest empires fall. After Ashurbanipal's death, chaos consumed the empire. Civil wars erupted. Enemies gathered: Babylonians, Medes, Persians. They united and marched on Nineveh. The siege lasted months. Then the walls broke. Flames swallowed the city. Temples collapsed. The mighty Lamassu fell. And the empire of Assyria was gone. For 2,000 years, Assyria was forgotten. Only the Bible whispered its name. Then, in the 1800s, explorers dug beneath the sands. Paul Emile Bada, Austin Henry Laird. They unearthed palaces, statues, and clay tablets. Once again, the Lamassu stood beneath the sun. Today, their treasures rest in the British Museum, the Louvre, the Met. Visitors walk past them in awe, faces carved by hands that lived 3,000 years ago. Assyria returned, not as conqueror but as memory.